Hey friend, I'm Jody Lamb. I'm the daughter of an alcoholic and an author and personal growth guide for people who grew up like we did. If you're working on healing from a childhood shaped by alcohol in the home or another kind of dysfunction, you already know this journey is not easy. It takes courage, patience, and a whole lot of self-compassion. Today I'm sharing the 5 big mistakes I made on my healing journey, so you can avoid the detours, frustration, and burnout I went through. Before we dive in, if you haven't already, grab my free healing guide on how to start healing as an adult child of an alcoholic. It walks you through the first steps that helped me move from just surviving to actually feeling peace. You'll find it in the link in the description below or at jodylamb.com. Okay, let's get into it. Mistake number 1, getting overwhelmed. All right, let's talk about this. When I first started healing, I went all in. I read every book I could find about the science of addiction and adult child of an alcoholic syndrome and how addiction in the home affects kids and families. But instead of feeling relieved that I wasn't alone, I felt like I'd been handed like an adult child of an alcoholic diagnosis brochure. Like, great, here's everything that's wrong with you. Good luck. I totally understood that my reactions to how I grew up made sense, that I had a normal response to abnormal experiences, but I was suddenly staring at what seemed like this endless list of traits and issues I needed to fix. I felt damaged, overwhelmed, and every book offered information, but not true guidance on what I specifically needed to do to heal. Eventually, I realized I didn't need to have it all figured out. I just needed to start somewhere. And as I did, the path forward slowly began to light up. So here's what you can do. You can pick one tiny doable thing this week. Maybe it's just journaling, joining a support group meeting, and just begin there. Healing is revealed step by step as you walk it, not before. Mistake number 2, expecting to heal overnight. For a long time, I believed if I worked hard enough, I'd just be fixed. I'd wake up and I'd feel so much better. 6 months of therapy, a few great books, and boom, I'd be healed. And for a while, I really did feel better. But then life, as it generally goes, threw me triggers and tests. I had a stressful job situation, something in my family, a random comment that hit an old wound, and suddenly I was reacting like I hadn't made any progress at all. I'd forget everything. It was totally discouraging, but those moments were reminders that I still had more growing to do. Each trigger wasn't a setback, it was a teacher. Healing isn't a straight line, it's a spiral. You come back to the same lessons you thought you'd mastered, but from a higher level of awareness. So here's what you can do. When you're triggered, pause, breathe, ask yourself, what is this moment trying to teach me? These tests are proof that you're still evolving. You're not failing, you're truly making progress. Mistake number 3, giving up on therapy after one bad experience. My first therapist was robotic. She nodded, asked the textbook questions, but didn't seem to understand the complexity of growing up with an alcoholic parent. I felt unseen and even a little ashamed. So I told myself maybe therapy isn't for me, so I quit it for almost 2 years. What I learned later is that therapy is like dating. You have to try a few different therapists before you find the one who really gets you. When I eventually found a therapist who had grown up with an alcoholic parent like me, they understood, and everything changed. He connected the dots in ways I couldn't see on my own, and breakthroughs came quickly. So here's what you can do. If you've had a disappointing experience with a therapist, don't give up. Keep searching until you find someone who makes you feel safe and understood. The right therapist can make all the difference. Mistake number 4, trying to do too much all at once. At one point at the beginning of my healing journey, I was doing everything. Therapy, support groups, journaling, meditating, reading, exercising, volunteering, all in the same time period. And I burned out. Healing shouldn't become another job. It's meant to make your life feel lighter, not heavier. I scaled back on those activities and focused on what was helping me the most, which was my writing, support group meetings, and therapy. And those 3 things became the foundation, the combination that actually helped me move forward. Once I felt grounded, I slowly added other practices like walking, more rest, and small self-care routines. Consistency heals far better than intensity ever will. So here's what you can do. Focus on 1 or 2 healing practices that really feel like they're helpful, and let that be enough. Peace can come from simplicity. And mistake number 5, thinking I was done healing. There was a time when I thought that I had arrived, like I was healed. My boundaries were strong, I felt calm, my relationships were healthier. But then a family issue came up with my mom, and suddenly I was like 12 again, emotionally, totally obsessed with the situation. And that's when I learned that healing is truly a journey. You're going to have setbacks, and you don't reach a finish line. You have to keep reminding yourself of what you've learned, and you have to keep learning more. Because as we evolve as human beings, new layers appear. Each season of life invites us to apply our healing in new ways. So here's what you can do. Keep learning through therapy, books, podcasts, videos like this, connection. And when you're triggered, remind yourself of how far you've come. Every reaction you handle with more awareness is a victory. If you've made any of these mistakes, please don't be hard on yourself. Every single one taught me something important. The fact that you're here, even watching this video, means you're doing the work. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up for yourself again and again and again. If you'd like more support, please download that free healing guide on how to start your healing as an adult child of an alcoholic, linked in the description and at jodylamb.com. You are not alone. You're growing, you're learning, and your peaceful, joy-filled life is absolutely possible. I'm rooting for you. I'll see you in the next video.